Hello, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, quiet. That's enough. This is a podcast by my dad and my uncle. They talk a lot about music, like a lot. So please sit back and enjoy. I think they are going to start in about 14 seconds.
Hi there, welcome to another edition of BG's Broken Records. My name is Bob.
I'm Gare.
And we are here. Anybody out there know how many podcasts we've done? Anybody? Raise your hand. Anybody? Horse Shack? Horse Shack?
I guess I can't answer.
Okay. No, go ahead.
50, baby.
We've done 50. This is 51.
Correct.
So we have 110 followers, which is cool.
Right on.
We have more followers on Instagram than we did months ago. I complained to my guy in Vietnam that I was getting like kids and people from Vietnam following us who I don't really think care about.
Doesn't help the brand.
Eric Carmen passing away or anything like that.
Right.
So I gave him grief. He's corrected a little. X or Twitter, Gare, we're being followed by Asian women like you wouldn't believe. They love us.
Listener's a listener.
I don't think they're listening. I think they're trying to get us to click on a link and then buy something.
Give them money for something, yes.
To move over. I don't know what it is. So we're doing better on that. We've got 110-ish. And I introduced our podcast to a couple new people. They're younger, and they've listened to it, and they liked it.
Nice.
I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Sure, you should.
Oh, and I do.
You should feel good.
And I do. Couple things. Paul G, do not ever tell a guy who's going to play me in a competitive sport to tell me that my podcast is not good in the middle of a match.
Whoa.
Because that's not going to throw my game off. That's just going to make me more angry.
Is that what he did?
He did.
The nerve of some listeners.
I mean, the guy...
Our number one fan.
Well, I don't know. Matt T, he told me last night he was 18% of our listens.
Justin,
yeah,
he's right in the. There's a triple here, all vying for that number one position. 3 people.
So, Paul, thank you for mentioning it to him because I ended up getting 2 other listeners because that was brought up. So, thank you very much. I was having a beer with Matt T last night, and he was giving me some stick. And the stick was, he said he wished he was sitting across the table from me so he could give me grief every time I mentioned I played in a band.
Okay. All right.
So I can't mention that anymore. That I played at Lily's, the same stage where the Ramones and the Clash have been, but I can't mention that anymore.
You're not allowed to say that anymore.
I can't say it anymore.
Okay.
And also, the fact that we giggle, I can't even say we giggle anymore. Now, is this being too...
Who's this rock critic again?
Who's this local Lester Bangs?
Who's this again?
All right, Matt, I even giggle when I'm on stage playing in a band, okay?
Yeah,
there we go.
Right.
All right. Hey, we have... Hold on, I got to hit pause. Okay, I got it. So we have a new supporter today.
Oh.
So I was downtown, and when I was driving downtown, I noticed that within, I'd say 300 yards, there are 4 Call Sam billboards. 4.
Sure.
And then there's one for marijuana dispensary, and there's one for alcohol. So I can understand why there's 4 personal injury lawyer billboards when you've got the marijuana dispensary and the alcohol.
That's kind of funny.
They're all Call Sam.
Sure.
So people who are out of town, 1-800-CALL Sam Bernstein. He's one of the biggest slip and fall lawyers, and we call him that. I think they're called personal injury lawyers. But I bumped into this guy, and his name is Barry Trippin. Yeah.
Okay.
And he's a personal injury lawyer. So he's actually going to be our supporter. So I said, hey, Barry, write something up for us and we'll put you on the podcast. And he said, okay, here it is. Hi, I'm Barry Trippin, your legal mate with a knack for sticking it to the bunglers. Whether you've had a spill, a smash, or just a good old-fashioned pratfall, Trippin solicitors will make them pay. So if life is giving you a wallop, don't sit there nursing your bruises. Dial up Trippin solicitors, because when life gives you lemons, we'll squeeze them dry. Trippin' Solicitors, justice with a twist.
Well, I like that.
1-800. This is all bullshit. Sorry. Sorry, I just made it up.
Oh, you had me. That was good.
Sorry. Yeah, so Barry Trippin's our supporter. No. I have no rock and roll memorabilia, but we have a rock and roll passing.
We do.
So this goes back a couple weeks, unfortunately, but you're going to touch on this, and I'm going to play a little of his music.
March 11th, 2024, at the age of 74, and cause not given for death, which is kind of par for the course these days. They never,
overdose.
They never say, but Eric Carmen from the Raspberries, go Bob.
And solo,
but radio. One of the best riffs.
So good.
Coming at you live, Birmingham, Michigan, with the Raspberries.
In a great voice. Start singing, Eric. Come on. So that's the Raspberries.
Eric Carmen. And if you didn't know the Raspberries, everybody knows that riff who's a rock fan. All By Myself, 1975. Huge song for him. And then Hungry Eyes, 1987, from the Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
That was huge for him.
Huge. And looking at the Raspberries, a band from 70 to 75, Bob and I were just talking about it before we got on air. The one album cover where they're all in matching suits.
Oh,
Eric thought that was a good idea.
That was their third album. No, I think that was their second album.
Okay. He thought that was a great idea because it was, at the time, Led Zeppelin, everybody was just hippies and long hair. So he's like, yeah, let's all put on matching suits.
White suits and black shirts. I'm looking at the picture right now. They look like the Osmond Brothers.
It's a terrible album cover.
Right.
For the times.
Right.
Terrible.
But a great album. I just bought it for $10.
Oh, well, there you go.
We were just listening to it.
So 70 to 75, Go All the Way was their biggest hit from 72.
So that song, that actually got evening only play because of the material subject matter.
Really?
So it's a woman telling a man to go all the way with her.
Huh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I did my research.
The rabbit done died, right? Oh, ho. The 2004, they did a tour with all original members. Talk about a song that just hangs on. 2014, Go All the Way was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
I read that. Renewed interest again.
Yeah, but a lot of bands like Sweet and all that came back because the Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack is freaking good.
I'd like to know who's in charge of. I mean, you take a look at great music in movies. Adam Sandler throws in great 80s music. And I don't know anything about Guardians. I mean, I know what it is, but I would love to know who's the rock fan who reached back and grabbed the Raspberries.
Right.
And
anybody with good taste, if you ask me.
Oh, exactly. So, R.I.P. Eric Carmen.
There you go.
Then there you go.
There you go. In honor of our 50th podcast, which was the last one we posted on the MC5, we are going to do, and we didn't even know it was 50. That one completely went under our radar. We are going to stretch back 50 years to 1974, and we're going to look at the albums that were released in 74, which ones we liked, which ones we might not have liked, which ones made sense, which ones didn't make sense.
Which ones we might have owned.
Exactly. So, who wants to go first?
Start it off.
Me? All right. So, here's what I see. So, I'm looking at the list of the top 10, and they starts out with Elton John's greatest hits, sales of 18,600,000, then Santana's greatest hits, then Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, So Far, a greatest hits. Number 4 was Bad Company, first album. Wasn't that their first album?
It was their first album.
Yeah.
Great album.
Great album. I've got it downstairs. It's yours.
Oh.
Number 5.
I've been looking for that.
Yeah, right.
No,
you don't even have a turntable hooked up. Number 5, Neil Diamond's greatest hits. Number 6, Skeletons from the Closet, the Grateful Dead's greatest hits. Number 7, BTO, Not Fragile. Great album.
Great album.
3.6 million. Then John Denver, Back Home, which is a studio release, 3.1 million. Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, 3.1 million. And then Beach Boys, Endless Summer, 3.1 million. And then actually Elvis was at number 11 with another greatest hits. So Endless Summer by the Beach Boys was the greatest hits. 6 of the top 10 albums sold that year. Greatest hits.
I know. And that's what's crazy about it. And especially what you just said, you've got 18 million but Elton John's greatest hits, 18 million. I had that as of 2016. That's unreal.
I looked at last year's greatest hits, top selling albums of 2023. And now I don't know any of these people. I don't think any of them were greatest hits.
Oh.
Zach Bryan, Olivia Rodrigo, Rod Wave, Drake, Bad Bunny, Blink-182, a couple of Taylor Swifts, another Drake, a Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, Nicki Minaj.
Yeah. SZA, Za, Tomorrow, Times Together, but none of them are greatest hits. Now, I know it's completely different now with Spotify, so that what they call an album now is each unit equals 1 album sold or 10 individual digital tracks sold from an album or 3,750 ad-supported or 1,250 paid subscription on-demand official audio and video streaming generated by songs from an album. This
or singles downloaded.
Yeah,
all that.
That's the 10.
Yeah.
But it's not like, hey, Harmony House, can you tell me how many records you sold of the Dead's, Skeletons from the Closet? 60, this is...
We're old. That's why we look at that and go...
You win on that comment. So those are the top 10. What did you see, Gare?
Well, we already talked about the Elton John. I'm going to jump forward to the Bad Company. And on a side note, this album, which was, it was the 46th best-selling album of the 70s, but it was also included, Bob, you probably know this, included in the book of 1,001 albums you must listen to before you die.
Oh, for sure. Sure.
I knew you would know it.
Dude, I got the book right here. I do. Actually, that's 1,001 singles you've got to hear before you die.
Oh.
My kid looked at me one day and said, anything wrong, Dad, that I need to know about? No. It's just a book I bought at the Oxfam. Right.
So, and from that album, again, can't get enough, Don't Let Me Down, Ready to Love, but there's a good trippy 70s song called Seagull on it, which I would recommend.
And I'm going to find it right now.
Seagull, you fly across the horizon.
Just trippy 74.
I had never heard this until...
Great tune.
We had it at school, because I never had the album.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody asks you where you are going.
Where are you going, Bob? I don't know.
I don't know.
Nobody knows where you... Whoa.
But I'd never heard it before, and then I borrowed your album, played it. I was like, wow, that's great. He played it when we saw him with JW.
With Diamond Dave?
With Diamond Dave warming up.
Wow. And
they did play it.
There was about 50 people in the audience that night?
It was terrible.
Oh.
It was unbelievable.
Like so bad.
1999.
Something like that at Joe Louis. So what was interesting about this is I was digging deep on a lot of these albums, how many they sold if they included it, but where it was recorded. And this was recorded at Headley Grange.
Yeah, and Zeppelin.
They used Ronnie Lane's mobile studio.
Mobile studio, yeah.
And I just caught the Ronnie Lane thing. I was like, well, thanks, Ronnie.
So Ronnie Lane was the bass player from the Small Faces and the Faces, who was completely fed up with being a secondary singer in the Faces because Rod was getting all the accolades. And the crazy thing, and I'm talking to a guy at the record club on Woodward, the used record store where I just was, and they've got one of those little dividers, they have album or band names, and it says Rod effing Stewart. So I joked with the guy about it. He goes, because I like him and my partner in the business doesn't like him. So I wrote down a tag that he...
Funny.
Right? But Rod Stewart's albums, solo albums, 71 to 75, were all backed up. His session band was the Faces.
Oh, funny.
So his early solo albums, like Gasoline Alley and all that, they're basically Faces albums.
Oh, funny.
So Ronnie was getting pissed off, and he said, I'm out of here. and he just turned into a vagabond. Sorry.
Oh no. That just caught me. The Ronnie Lane's mobile studio.
I think Townsend used it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the album did hit number 10 in the UK. I didn't see anything for the US, but just a solid album. And, oh, Bob, you know this too. So Paul Rodgers and Simon Kirke both came over from Free.
Yep.
And then you had Mick Ralphs from Mott.
Yep. Mott the Hoople.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And the bass player was from King Crimson.
I learned so much from this podcast.
I'll tell you, you work.
So
you work at this thing.
Oh, that was Bad Company, Bad Company.
One thing I noticed, if you look at this, you've got The Dead and all these guys. The Stones released It's Only Rock and Roll.
Oh, I did that one.
It was only 22 of the year. 1.2 million. That's it. That blows me away.
Mm-hmm. That was the last album they had also with Mick Taylor.
Taylor? Yeah.
He was 20 when he started with the Stones. 20? I didn't even know how to do my own laundry at 20.
So I've got a question for you. This is a complete aside. Pick a musician from 65 to whatever, now, 1990, I don't care what it is. Who in theory would be the most rock and roller?
From 1965 to 2024?
Yeah, just...
Whoa. Oh,
and here's my reason, and I'm going to just tell you instead of making you guess. I'm going to say Ronnie Wood.
okay.
He was in the Jeff Beck group, he was in the Faces, and he was in the Stones. Those three don't get more rock and roll than that.
Don't forget the New Barbarians with Keith. Their little solo shuffle.
There you go. There you go. I mean, you could say Clapton, but he's not that rock and roll. I mean, he was in the Yardbirds and Cream and solo, but Ronnie Wood. So
Yeah.
who'd you play with? I played with Beck. Oh, who'd you play with then? Oh, I was with Rod in the Faces. Oh, who are you
Good
with?
point. And good staying power, and he's still relevant.
Still
I
relevant.
mean, the Stones are looking to go out and support this new album.
Well, I mean, they've got a good album out.
That's a great album.
It's not great. It's very good.
I think it's a great album.
Dude, it doesn't even compare to Steel Wheels. Sorry.
Emotional Rescue.
Dude, I like Emotional Rescue.
Great album.
No, it's a great album. And I like Black and Blue.
Black and Blue's awesome.
It's a great album.
Great album.
So some of the other things I saw, when you look at like true rock albums, Santana, Bad Company, The Dead, BTO, Aerosmith, The Doobies, Skynyrd, Deep Purple released Burn.
Yeah.
That came in at number 40. Genesis, Lamb Lies Down on Broadway,
Great
album.
Great album.
came in at 41 of the year.
I just have to say this. I wrote this down not to kill the momentum, but I was going to say, you mean, Bob, you didn't pick Stop and Smell the Roses by Mac Davis?
No, but I was going to pick an Anne Murray one. Jeez. Mac Davis. He was so hot on the variety show circuit back then.
Dude, North Dallas 40?
Oh, yeah. That was actually a good film.
Great movie. Great
Nick
movie.
Nolte getting his
yeah.
knees injected.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that was a good movie.
So then Deep Purple put out two, Burn and Stormbringer. They were 40 and 41. One thing that's surprising, like the Stones, It's Only Rock and Roll at number 22.
Mm-hmm.
John Lennon's Walls and Bridges was released that year, comes in at number 48.
Really?
I actually like the album, but it only sold 610,000 copies for a oh,
No, I don't want to piss off any, but John Lennon solo.
it did. You know who was the most popular Beatle for the first couple of years after the breakup was George Harrison.
Really? Oh, okay.
And I'll tell you, that Ringo album from 73, freaking love that album.
Yeah, but Lennon overall solo. Let
I
me do it. Do it again. I'm not a. Okay.
Is his solo effort a greatest hits for you? That's it? That's all you need is greatest hits?
For Lennon?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. It just does nothing for me.
All right. Okay, now let's do a nod to our sisters. Barbara Streisand, The Way We Were, 13.
There you go, Karen.
There you go. 2.2 million. Joni Mitchell, Court and Spark. Okay. Eagles did On the Border. Linda Ronstadt, Heart Like a Wheel. 2 million copies. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. So a ton of stuff came out. I mean, think about
You said a ton of greatest
these
hits.
bands. Chicago, Steely Dan, Loggins and Messina, Jim Croce's Greatest Hits. Jim Croce was amazing. Billy Joel, Charlie Daniels, Earth, Wind and Fire, as Andrew T. calls them, The Elements, Mac Davis, Stop and Smell the Roses. You like that
That's
one?
funny.
That is pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
Queen, Sheer Heart Attack. So Olivia Newton-John, George Harrison, Dark Horse. That actually came in at number 50. And one of my all-time favorites, which is actually a greatest hits, Sweet Desolation Boulevard.
Sure.
It was a compilation of all their singles. Love that album.
Don't forget Gordon Lightfoot, Sundown,
Ooh.
which
R.I.P.
a great tune off of that album, if we're just jumping around, it's called The List. Great song. Number 1 U.S. Billboard charts. U.S. Platinum, 1 million off of Reprise Records. See if you can find the...
Is it Reprise or Reprise?
Oh.
I don't know.
I don't know what they... I don't know.
All right, so...
Okay, got it.
Yeah, here's the list.
There's a little room on my list.
That's a bouncy bass line.
Will you be the one to fill it in?
Bob Dylan's favorite singer-songwriter.
Toss around what is up, what is down.
Listen to those lyrics. What is up is down.
Shit. So that gets 713,000 plays a month. Oh, no, total plays so far. Sundown, 134 million plays. Yeah, old G. Lightfoot, he had some tunes. 10cc.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, Gary, Firebird Records, sorry, Matt, for always mentioning him, but I am, loves 10cc.
Really?
So I listened to an interview with the Rock on Tours, which is Gary Kemp and Guy Pratt, and I know I've sent you a link to one of them. He interviewed Graham
familiar.
Goldman from 10cc.
Okay.
Great interview. He also interviewed Tony James, I think it is, bass player from Generation X. Great interview.
Oh, okay.
They also interviewed Steve Howe from Yes. Great interview.
Nice.
The Rock on Tours, Gary Kemp and Guy Pratt, I would listen to them. So one of 10cc's who put out the album Sheet Music that year featured the song Wall Street Shuffle, and they have said that every time there's a huge market shakeup, this song gets played all the time, especially on TV.
Funny.
Just da.
I love this.
Hear the money rustle.
That's funny.
That's funny stuff. You had Big Star with their album Radio City.
Oh, and a great documentary out there. Alex Chilton, Big Star, great documentary.
Yeah,
out
I've got to watch that.
Awesome.
I mean, their albums are great. Randy Newman had Good Old Boys come out. Graham Parsons, who split off from the Byrds, Grievous Angel. Stevie Wonder put out Filling This Final Finale.
Whoa, say that 3 times.
I can't even say it one time. Slow. LaBelle put out Nightbirds. Clapton put out 461 Ocean Boulevard. So much. I mean, I couldn't imagine having that year and that music coming out and going to buy LPs. I mean, everything I bought today is all old music.
And you know
I go,
what?
all right, I'm old. I get it.
No, but when you look at the majority of it, and we've talked about this before, singer-songwriter. There's no singer-songwriters out there anymore.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I mean, you've got pop kids. They're out there, whatever.
Yeah.
They're doing their thing.
Yeah.
But they've got a room full of people writing for them.
For sure. I listened to, and I know I've mentioned her on the podcast a couple times before, is Molly Tuttle. She's a bluegrass player. I sent you those links.
Mm-hmm.
I put on Molly Tuttle on a Sunday morning. I was doing some work in the kitchen on the computer, watching the new puppy pee all over the floor.
Nice.
The music is phenomenal. And I'm not a bluegrass person, but, some people's voices, Mark Knopfler's voice, don't like it. Right? Some women's voices, don't care for them. I'm actually not a Janis Joplin fan. Okay, I said it. Molly Tuttle's voice, fantastic.
Are you a banjo fan?
I don't mind a banjo.
Pat O, not a banjo fan.
Pat.
I just learned that. Pat,
you
really?
live in Georgia, dude. You
Yeah, I
gotta
know.
like
Come on, not
banjos.
a banjo. What? Maybe is it 4-string or 5-string? I wanted to take banjo lessons at one time.
Well, I think the Turnbulls, the Bulls,
Those
those guys,
guys.
I think they want to learn how to play a banjolele, which is a combination ukulele and banjo. Why?
Why?
Because there's a
Is there something in the Scottish?
yeah, there's a Scottish musician
Oh.
named George Formby who got famous for singing songs like "I'm leaning on a lamppost" or "I'm the husband of the wife of Mr. Wu," and he used to.
Okay.
They're actually great songs.
All I know is, Pat, you've got to get your arms around the banjo.
Banjo.
That's almost anti-American, not liking banjo.
Well,
I'm just saying.
what's he going to say next? He doesn't like Freebird?
Right. All right, I'll have to call him.
Those are some albums from the year. Streisand had them out. Anne Murray had them out. Ann B. Davis had them out. Just everybody did. I'm kidding.
Now you bring up, but did Ann B. Davis have any solo?
Oh, I have no idea.
I mean, Captain Kirk, Nemo,
Shatner.
They all had
Talk
Shatner.
about a guy.
Talk about a future podcast. The Shatner talk music.
Oh, you know what I just saw a video for that I got to watch is Chris Robinson from the Black Crowes, the lead singer,
Right.
talking to Bill Maher for an hour and 45 minutes. And I guarantee they're stoned to the bone.
Oh, well, on the Bill Maher thing, they smoke everything.
They do.
I just saw the one with Tommy Lee. So, and Bill Maher's normally smoking a cigar, but he's a big pot guy.
He's a big pot guy.
And
And Chris Robinson.
you're saying Chris
duh.
Robinson's going to smoke pot on a podcast?
Yeah, right.
Right.
That's all I got, Gare.
Oh,
A lot of music. You got some more?
no, it's so much more with
I mean, look at all those notes.
Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic,
Yeah,
and
but you
Jeff
know,
Skunk Baxter down
tell them about Skunk Baxter.
down that rabbit hole.
So when I saw the Doobies on What's Happening, the TV show, remember that one?
You mean where
Rerun?
rerun bootleg the Doobie concert?
That's right.
And that episode was called Doobie Not Doobie from 1978. That one, Bob?
You did go down a rabbit hole, didn't you? But dude, Skunk Baxter, every time you see him, he's got those big dark sunglasses, sitting on a chair. He had mutton chops and the long blonde hair, playing the guitar.
Dude, and the
Steely Dan,
narc mustache.
the narc mustache. Tell everyone about.
So he is, so anyways, to back up, he did 3 Steely albums, right? Before he moved on to.
And those guys were a pain in the ass to work with.
Oh, Walter Becker and
Oh,
Donald
yeah.
Fagen.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that documentary?
No.
For Aja?
Asia. Aga.
What? How do you pronounce this?
Is it reprise or reprise?
Well, during that album is when, and to side, that's where they basically were like, okay, we're done. The band is just us. Everybody else is a hired hand.
right.
So, anyways, he did, and then moved on. But then he developed a software. He basically now is a defense contractor consultant
For the U.S. military.
for the U.S. military. And as I said, this
And if you want to jam a E-blues with the guy at lunchtime, he can do that too.
And early on, when he was, he still is a consultant, but one of the chairmen of the Armed Services Committee said, "Hey, is this guy from Raytheon or Boeing?" No, he's from the Doobie Brothers.
Could you imagine? So what's his claim to fame? Oh, they put out an album that's entitled "Once We're Now Habits Are Now Vices" or something like that.
Oh, dude, I saw it when I was.
What are once? It's in the top 10.
Our vices are now habits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But just funny stuff. But anyways, Pretzel Logic, obviously 1974. Just good stuff. Oh, he's chair of the Congressional Advisory Board on Missile Defense.
Missile defense.
Well, take a look at and what Brian May from Queen.
Well, he's a rocket scientist.
Doctorate of and you take a look at math and music hand in hand.
Well, and Tom Scholes,
Yeah.
graduate from MIT.
But anyone who's good in music is good in math and vice versa. They've got that brain.
And anyone who's left-handed is really right-handed?
What?
What?
Right makes you left?
Is it all right? Okay. 30 minutes. Your dog has been walked. I've got a couple dogs lapping at the door who want to walk.
Yes.
Maybe I should do it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm out of here, people.
See ya.
You know what? It was -7 Celsius today in Detroit. I'm ready for this winter to be over.
Yes, sir.
Oh, my God. See you later.